Like, this is not the portrayal y'all think it is. And the reason why this is not a good portrayal of Ichigo rejecting himself is because himself is antagonistic. He's not denying him just because he's himself. Let's just take a look at White's dialogue. He's talking about the more you tried to draw on Zangetsu's power, the easier it became for me to dominate your soul.
I genuinely can't really tell if you're trolling or not, and this is not me trying to be an asshole. I genuinely can't tell. But I'm not going to give this like too much mental energy because, at least in my opinion, this is not difficult stuff. The reason why White appears to be being antagonistic to Ichigo is because Ichigo is not opening his heart or soul to Zangetsu. It's pretty explicit in the narrative that the disposition of the Shinigami has an effect on the Zanpakuto spirit. Despite the fact that the first time Ichigo was able to go Shinigami by himself, the hollow mask is on his face. That is the narrative telling you that the hollow is an integral part of Ichigo's Shinigami abilities. However, every single time the hollow mask comes on, Ichigo instantly tries to tear it off, continually rejecting it. Because obviously Ichigo has a hatred towards hollows, as he believes this right here as a result of a hollow and he wants no part of hollows. However, we come to realize that the truth of his mother's death that has been plaguing him this whole time is Yuha. His mother died because of the Auschwitz, because of Yuha. Obviously Ichigo doesn't know this, he blames himself and also blames hollows. Because of this, there's this interesting internal conflict going on, where Ichigo thinks he's trying to open himself up to Zangetsu, but sees this guy, OMZ, who comes from Yuha, who is the real culprit, as Zangetsu, and the hollow as his enemy. Ichigo has never actually opened his heart up to the hollow, who is the source of his true power. Which is why White is telling him, you say you want to have the power of Zangetsu, but you are your own enemy. You are the one stopping yourself. You think that just knowing the name Zangetsu is enough, but you make no attempt to actually understand Zangetsu. Zangetsu is capable of so much more. If you opened your heart to him a little, he would have become even stronger. This is White literally pouring his heart out to Ichigo. Ichigo doesn't see it because his prejudice will not allow him to see the truth literally right in front of his face. And in an ironic way, Ichigo literally admits it himself, I never tried to get to know Zangetsu. But even still, because he's already made up his mind about who Zangetsu is, he is still not opening his heart up to the real Zangetsu. Despite this, the hollow continues to show up for him and give him power. Even during the Bankai training, when they use the Tenshintai doll to forcefully materialize Zangetsu, again because the disposition of the Shinigami has an influence on this, OMZ comes out, not White. Because again, Ichigo has already decided in his own mind that this is Zangetsu and the hollow is the enemy. But if in reality somebody had to be the enemy, it would actually be OMZ. The problem with this strange paradox is that if OMZ tells Ichigo the truth, Ichigo will start rejecting OMZ as the one who caused this. If he doesn't tell him the truth, Ichigo will continue rejecting him, blaming him as the culprit who caused this. It is a lose-lose situation. It is a lose-lose situation because Ichigo has not actually made an attempt to understand the true source of his abilities. Not until Oetsu basically forces him and basically tells him, lil bro, it's time to stop playing games and actually understand the source of your power and actually come to understand your Zanpakuto spirit. Or else, I'm not fixing your shit. And that is when Ichigo enters his inner world again, with an open mind this time, actually wanting to know the real truth, not the truth that he's already convinced himself is true. This right here is the moment of truth. Old man Zangetsu is the enemy that trampled Soul Society and also caused his mother's death, the source of all his problems. How is he going to respond to this? Is he going to respond to this by rejecting old man Zangetsu like he did White for the entire first half of the series? No, his response to this is, I don't care who you are both Zangetsu. That is when Ichigo gets his real, new and improved Zanpakuto. Again, this is why I said no hate. I can't tell if you're trolling or not because this is not difficult stuff.